Get ready to uncover the secrets behind the world's most elusive leader. Meet Kim Jong-Un, North Korea's mysterious ruler. Speculations have been buzzing lately, wondering if he's even still among us. But today we're focusing on the fascinating facts that prove his reign is truly one of a kind. Buckle up as we count down 15 jaw-dropping revelations about this enigmatic figure, starting with number 15, Kim Jong-un travels in style with a portable toilet. Because when you're in charge, nature calls shouldn't interrupt your itinerary. You've got to see this photo from Kim Jong-un's Singapore visit. It's like something out of a spy novel. A huge box in the background, heavily guarded by a North Korean soldier, left everyone wondering what was inside. The truth, it was his super secure, ultra-mobile throne. Yes, we're talking about Kim Jong-un's personal and portable toilet. But why would such an important world leader need to travel with his own bathroom? There's more to this than meets the eye. As it turns out, this mobile loo is actually a masterclass in security. The secret life of Kim Jong-un just got a whole lot more interesting. Sources close to former North Korean Guard Command reveal that his ultra-exclusive traveling companion isn't just about luxury. It's about safeguarding his health and possibly even national security. You see, the supreme leader's medical status is top secret, but what he flushes away might be a different story. His portable toilet is actually a high-tech 24/7 health monitor, as his waste is regularly analyzed for any signs of illness or disease that could be hiding from his doctors. It's like having a personal medical lab on wheels. Let's talk about Kim Jong-un's radical makeover. The supreme leader had a major facial transformation in 2013, sparking rumors he got a nip tuck or two, or maybe even a whole facelift. But why would Kim Jong-un go under the knife? It all comes down to his idol, the one and only Kim Il-sung. North Korea's founding father was so revered that April 15th, his birthday, is actually a national holiday known as the Day of the Sun. To connect with his beloved grandfather on an even deeper level, sources suggest Kim Jong-un got cosmetic surgery to resemble him more closely. Talk about a family resemblance. K-pop's global takeover is no secret. But did you know its impact even reached the Hermit Kingdom? North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un is a huge K-pop fan, and it's not just any ordinary fandom. He takes it very seriously. In fact, he handpicked members for Moranbang, an all-female group that's under strict guidelines, from their fashion choices to choreography. The supreme leader's love for K-pop might just give you a glimpse into what life is like behind the secretive walls of North Korea. You won't believe who Red Velvet had the privilege of performing for, none other than Kim Jong-un himself. The North Korean dictator was seen enjoying their show back in early 2018, giving us a rare glimpse into the secretive world of K-pop's highest-profile fan. But that's not all. Did you know in North Korea, leaders' birthdays aren't just celebrations, they're full-blown national holidays? So, when Kim Jong-un turns another year older, get ready for one epic birthday bash across the entire country. Here's a mind-blowing fact about Kim Jong-un. His exact birth year remains a secret. The current North Korean leader's age could be either 39 or 41 years young, but nobody really knows for sure. And why the mystery? Well, it seems he wants to give off an image of being more mature and powerful, especially since he's the world's youngest leader. But that's not all. This global influencer with a taste for secrecy spent his formative years studying in Switzerland, where he was educated among other fascinating experiences. Get this, before he was ruling with an iron fist, Kim Jong-un was just another teenage boy trying to fit in. From 1998 to 2000, the future North Korean leader attended a top-notch school near Bern, Switzerland, under the name Pak. His classmates remember him as a total jokester who loved sports and had this air of confidence about him. But here's the thing. Even back then, he wasn't exactly known for being the brainiac of his group. In fact, his former teacher revealed that Kim Jong-un was actually just an average student Who knew future dictators could be so relatable? The plot thickens. Although the school hasn't spilled the beans, experts say a photo analysis points to Kim Jong-un's face among the students back then. Now let's talk about his secret love life, or rather food life. It turns out, during his Swiss adventure, the future leader developed an obsession with Swiss cheese. And we're not talking about just any cheesy love affair. His friends from way back when shared that Kim Jong-un would go crazy for the stuff, chowing down on it left and right. Fast forward to today. The North Korean government is shelling out a whopping thousands every year to import the world's finest Swiss cheese, because even dictators need their dairy fix. The rumors are rife. Could Kim Jong-un's love for Swiss cheese be behind his full figure? It seems his cheesy cravings might have taken over, leaving us wondering if it's a major contributor to his iconic silhouette. But enough about that, let's dive into the mysterious world of North Korea's leader. Number 9 on our list, a hidden childhood. For years, Kim Jong-un was shrouded in secrecy, even in his own country. As time passes, more puzzle pieces are finally falling into place. But one question remains: what really went down during his formative years? His upbringing and early life remain an enigma, sparking curiosity about the person behind the powerful title. Growing up, Kim Jong-un lived life under tight wraps. No public appearances for this future leader. As a member of North Korea's ruling dynasty, his days were filled with strict guidelines and access was severely limited. Only a select few, including top officials, caught glimpses of the young Kim Jong-un. We've managed to scrounge up just a handful of images featuring him, and one striking shot was finally unveiled during a grand military celebration in North Korea. Talk about making an entrance. But what's even more astonishing is that, even as a child, Kim Jong-un earned a chilling nickname, the Little Dictator. Journalist Anna Fayfield shed some light on his upbringing, describing it as a life of opulence and high expectations. Here's a rewritten version with an energetic tone. Fast forward to when Kim Jong-un was just 7 years old. That's when the luxury treatment began. He got his very own fancy car, complete with a flashy motor, but it wasn't all fun and games. 4 years later, he was handed a gun, which he proudly sported on his hip. This little boy was being primed for greatness or ruthless rule. Either way, his upbringing was all about setting him up to be an iron-fisted leader. Now, let's skip ahead to Kim Jong-un's teenage years in Switzerland. His classmates at school had a different story to tell. They remembered a super competitive and hot-headed North Korean student who wasn't exactly easy to get along with. In fact, whenever someone spoke German around him, he would freak out because, as it turns out, Kim Jong-un was struggling to learn the language. Here's the rewritten paragraph now. You might think Kim Jong-un's teenage tantrums were pretty off-putting, but his dad, former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il, had a different view. Fielding believes that Kim Jong-un's bold and arrogant attitude actually helped him stand out from his siblings and won over his father's approval. It just goes to show, being a future dictator isn't all about being nice. Before we dive into more surprises on the list, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the next top 5 countdown. And speaking of unexpected facts, let's start with number 8, no military service needed. You'd think that a country's leader would need serious military know-how, right? But surprisingly, let's dive into another wild fact about Kim Jong-un. Number 8, no military background needed. As the supreme commander of the Korean People's Army and leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, he's built the world's 4th largest military without ever serving a single day in the North Korean military. Now, you might expect that with a constitution that makes military service compulsory, this would be a deal breaker. But not for Kim Jong-un. Rumor has it he was top of his class at a super prestigious military academy, although we don't know all the details about his school days, and neither does anyone else. How's that possible in such a secretive regime? You'll have to keep watching to find out more surprises on our countdown. Let's unwrap another jaw-dropping fact about Kim Jong-un. Number 7, the execution of his own uncle. You heard that right. It's a dark family secret even North Korean state media can't hide. According to sources, Kim Jong-un was so confident in his leadership skills at just a young age. He was reportedly giving orders to his instructors rather than taking their lessons. Talk about being a born leader. This isn't the only surprising move he made, though. He had his own uncle, Jang Song-thaek, executed. Yes, you read that correctly, his own family member got the chop. This power play solidified Kim Jong-un's grip on North Korea. But what drove him to go to such extreme lengths? Keep watching for more mind-blowing facts about this enigmatic leader. Let's dive into another shocking story about Kim Jong-un, the execution of his uncle, Jang Song-thaek. This isn't just a tale of ruthless ambition, it's a case of family drama turned deadly. Jang was more than just an advisor to Kim. He was like a mentor and even a close relative. But on December 12, 2013, everything changed. Kim Jong-un ordered his uncle's execution, marking the first time a member of North Korea's ruling family had been removed from power this way. What's even more surprising is that Jang had ties to China. He'd met with Chinese President Hu Jintao multiple times, making him a key player in North Korean-Chinese relations. So why did Kim take such drastic action? Was it fear of losing control or something more sinister? Keep watching for the next mind-blowing fact about this complex leader. You won't believe what led to Kim Jong-un's ruthless move against his own uncle, Jang Song-thaek. It turns out Jang had been secretly plotting a coup to overthrow Kim Jong-un and put his half-brother, Kim Jong-nam, in power. But that wasn't all. The North Korean government discovered that Jang had big plans for radical change in the country, ideas that clashed with the existing regime's ideology. Overnight, Jang went from being a trusted mentor to a convicted criminal marked for execution. This family feud turned deadly, and it was just the beginning of Kim Jong-un's grip on power. Stay tuned for more jaw-dropping stories about this enigmatic leader. You've seen how Kim Jong-un took down his own uncle, but that's not all. He's also got a dark track record when it comes to handling his own family members. Let's dive into the shocking history of this power-hungry dynasty, from executions by firing squad, like what happened to Jang Song-thaek in December 2013. It's clear that no one is off limits, not even those closest to him. Get ready for a wild ride as we explore more of Kim Jong-un's family feuds and the extreme measures he'll take to stay on top. Let's start at the roots, literally. Get familiar with the complex family tree of North Korea's leaders. We've got Kim Jong-il, the second in command, who had 5 kids from 3 different ladies. You might expect his firstborn, playboy Kim Jong-nam, to be the natural successor. But this charismatic free spirit had some major differences in opinion that put him at odds with the regime. Unfortunately, being a rebel like that can be deadly. We'll get to what happened to him later. As for his siblings, let's just say they didn't have the right stuff to take over the throne, making way for the next big thing, Kim Jong-un. Fast forward to Kim Jong-un taking over. Some thought maybe this young ruler would bring a softer side to the regime. But it didn't take long for him to prove himself just as ruthless as his dad and grandpa. Remember how we mentioned Kim Jong-nam, the playboy who didn't quite fit into the leadership mold? Well, in 2017, he met a shocking end at Malaysia's Kuala Lumpur International Airport. 2 women approached him, allegedly using a deadly chemical to take him down, and he died on his way to the hospital. The investigation is still ongoing, but many believe Kim Jong-un was behind this fatal move. Let's dive deeper into Kim Jong-nam's life, the one who challenged the family dynasty's strict norms with his European education and, dare we say it, quite the jet-setting lifestyle. But being a womanizer and a free spirit wasn't exactly what his dad had in mind for their family legacy. So, when Jongnam got caught trying to sneak into Tokyo's Narita airport using a fake Dominican passport, all so he could visit Disneyland of all places. It was pretty much the final straw. His run-ins with airports didn't end there, and that's just another fascinating part of his story. Now, let's talk about the real-life plot twist surrounding Kim Jong-nam. The reason behind his assassination is still shrouded in mystery, much like many other family secrets. But before we get into that, let's talk about another fascinating aspect of North Korean culture: their hair rules. Yep, you read that right. This country has a strict list of just 15 approved hairstyles for both men and women. It's the ultimate form of self-expression under tight control. We're guessing his signature hairstyle might not have been on that list, but who knows? Maybe it would have made number 5 if only he was still around to rock it. Imagine walking into any salon in Pyongyang, the North Korean capital, and being surrounded by posters plastered on the walls, showcasing what's considered acceptable when it comes to hairstyles. It's not just about choosing your look. In this country, both haircuts and length are strictly monitored. You see, long-haired men were viewed as unclean and even a threat to the socialist way of life. So much so that in 2015, the ruler set a strict limit: no more than 2 centimeters of hair on top for any guy. And if you're a woman, well, you're basically expected to emulate your First Lady Rizzle Jew's chick bob. It's like being part of a stylish uniform. You might be thinking, why don't protesters use a signature hairstyle to mock Kim Jong-un? Well, it's because this ruler has to stand out in every way possible. The youngest world leader in history is deeply admired for the legacy of his grandfather, North Korea's founding father, Kim Il-sung. Some people believe that Kim Jong-un even got plastic surgery to look just like him. But there's another similarity between the two: their hairstyles. For a long time, Kim Jong-un's iconic middle part and side bangs echoed those of his grandpa, but as he's ruled from 2011 onwards, his styles have evolved. We've seen sleeker looks with hair pulled back, definitely a departure from the classic combo that made him an image of power for years. Coming up next, the not-so-shining academic star. Let's dive into what we know about Kim Jong-un's life from his teenage years. Believe it or not, most of our insights into this ruthless leader come from his classmates who have spoken out to the media. These friends of his past painted a less than impressive picture of his personality even back then. But first, let's set the scene. When he was 14, Kim Jong-un was sent to a Swiss boarding school for his education. Stay tuned to see what his former classmates revealed about this young future leader. Now let's see how Kim Jong-un fared academically during his time at that Swiss boarding school. Since classes were conducted entirely in German, it proved to be quite the challenge for him. A shocking report from a Swiss newspaper exposed that even back then, Kim struggled to keep up with his classmates. In fact, he was absent from school an alarming 75 days in his first year and a whopping 105 days in his second year. Talk about missing out. As for his grades, let's just say they were barely scraping by unpack, as he was known back then, only managed to pass with the absolute minimum acceptable scores in subjects like math, culture, society, German, and English. It's clear this leader in the making had some tough times during his teenage years. You won't believe what some of Kim Jong-un's old teachers and classmates have said about him. It turns out he wasn't exactly the star student. In fact, one teacher even admitted that he wasn't the brightest bulb in class. But there were 2 subjects where young Unpack really shone: music and technical studies. However, when it came to classes taught in German and international studies, things got tough for our future leader. He was basically 2 years older than his classmates because of a gap year. But that didn't make learning any easier. He struggled for not 1, not 2, but 3 whole years. On the brighter side, we learned something really cool about Kim Jong-un's secret passions. Guess what they are? Action movies and video games. Yep, it turns out he was obsessed with PlayStation, just like many of us were back in the day. Who knew dictators could be gamers too? Here's a fun fact you might not know about Kim Jong-un back in the day. He was a bit of a social awkward butterfly, especially when it came to girls. But don't worry, our future dictator didn't spend all his time trying to navigate the dating scene. When he wasn't on the basketball court, he loved to chill with some classic flicks. And we're not talking rom-coms here, more like martial arts movies starring the one and only Jackie Chan. This action hero was totally Kim Jong-un's jam, and just like in real life, our leader liked to bring the fight to his free time too. He'd often spend hours gaming on his PlayStation, crushing it in combat games. It seems that video game love didn't fade away as he grew up, and we'll get into how that's still affecting him today. Let's talk about Kim Jong-un and his gaming habits. Rumor has it, he's a total World of Tanks fanatic. But here's the thing, in North Korea, not everyone gets to enjoy this level of internet freedom, especially when it comes to video games. The government actually restricts most leisure activities, including video games. They do allow older versions of popular titles like Terminator Salvation, which you can even play on an arcade machine. But that's about it. No Fortnite or latest Call of Duty for the average North Korean. And speaking of things not exactly typical in North Korea, let's dive into Kim Jong-un's obsession with sneakers. Get ready for a major surprise. Did you know that Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, is an absolute sneakerhead? Yes, you read that right. The ruthless ruler has an obsession with Nike Air Jordans, which might be linked to his love for basketball. And it seems he's been passionate about hoops since he was a teenager in Switzerland. Back then, Kim Jong-un was all about the Chicago Bulls, and especially their legendary star, Michael Jordan. His classmates even recall him spending hours sketching MJ instead of studying. Talk about being a true fanboy. Fast forward to Kim Jong-un's teenage years in Switzerland, and this future leader was turning heads around school. Not because of his grades, but because of his serious swag. He rocked short, black basketball shorts and fresh Nike Air Jordans wherever he went, whether it was on or off the court. His idolization for Michael Jordan became so well known that even a big deal like Madeleine Albright, the U.S. Secretary of State at the time, noticed it. She gifted him an authentic NBA ball signed by none other than, can you guess? You won't believe who Kim Jong-un's BFF used to be, none other than Dennis Rodman. That's right, the same wild and free-spirited NBA legend known for his bright hairdos and eccentric personality. At first glance, this unlikely friendship seems straight out of a surreal dream or a crazy plot twist in a movie. But how on earth did these two vastly different characters become so close? Let's dive into the wild story of how a teenage Kim Jong-un's idolization turned into a lifelong bond with one of basketball's most colorful figures, Dennis Rodman. Fast forward to 2013, a year that marked the beginning of one of the most unforgettable friendships between two worlds. You see, Dennis Rodman, the NBA's own bad boy with a heart of gold, had been making waves on and off the court for years. Little did we know that his outrageous style and unapologetic attitude would catch the attention of none other than Kim Jong-un himself. As it turns out, basketball wasn't just a game in North Korea, it was a passion passed down from father to son. So, when Dennis Rodman arrived in 2013 for a series of basketball exhibitions, he unknowingly stepped into an opportunity that would change his life forever and forge an unlikely bond with the country's young leader, Dennis Rodman and Kim Jong-un. An unlikely duo that's left many speechless. But as their friendship continued to blossom over multiple visits in 2013 and 2014, it became clear that they shared more than just a love for hoops. And who can forget the birthday serenade? That's right, Dennis flew all the way to North Korea to sing happy birthday to his buddy Kim Jong-un. Talk about going the extra mile. Now, we know their friendship has raised some serious eyebrows, and even sparked concerns in the States. But one thing's for sure, Dennis Rodman's got nothing but kind words for his pal. And although he may not be the GOAT, it seems like being an NBA legend was enough to win Kim Jong-un over. Let's